Any fight video and or photography used in this podcast has been used with the permission of the necessary entity or individual involved. Additionally, the opinions expressed in this program are those of the individuals involved and may not reflect those of Title Boxing.
You do not talk about Fight Club.
You gotta keep them separated.
Title Boxing Club Rock Hill presents The Punch with Dane McGuire.
And that dropped it just like that, walked right into that right hand we've been talking about it. And he's got the pillar that says, night, night. Don't blink. Down goes Joshua. Now goes Victor. We're not here just to take part. We're here to take over.
What's going on? My name is Dane McGuire of Title Boxing Club Rock Hill and also the International Mixed Martial Arts Federation. I've got brand new content coming out on the podcast for you very, very soon. Another trainer profile and a Bellator feature. But that's still in production, so I went back in the vault, my personal archives, but I've got a good one for you today. UFC Hall of Fame member Dan "The Beast" Severn. Now, I want to say before we get going that Dan is a busy man, and so I only had a couple minutes, but I do want to thank him for giving the time that he was able to. Let's jump right in. Dan "The Beast" Severn is truly one of the original tough guys of MMA. The 6'2" former heavyweight started in combat sports through his high school wrestling team, a discipline that many have argued is the best base for MMA. Before Severn had even reached the age of 18, he won national championships in both Greco-Roman and freestyle wrestling, was named the outstanding high school wrestler in the nation, and was already ranked top 6 in the nation in the open division, and had placed in the Olympic trials. By the time his amateur career was over, Severn had become a 3-time All-American for Arizona State University, had won 13 national AAU wrestling championships from 1982 to 94, and had become an ASU Hall of Fame member along with his Olympic accolades. After taking up judo in college, he stepped foot into the world Senator John McCain would come to call human cockfighting.
Most of these people making these claims either never really watched it, or they were going by hearsay, or they never to look really explore into it and to see what were the actual background of a lot of these athletes. A lot of these athletes, they were accomplished in their various industries. They were accomplished, jiu-jitsu practitioners. They were accomplished boxers. They were accomplished kickboxers. They were accomplished wrestlers. But, that's where the naiveness or stupidity, I'd say, kind of goes into, because they're rendering their opinion about this. But in the same aspect, it was, because I use that expression a lot, because I felt like the UR thing, it was a freak show. But you understand why I call it a freak show. And the Ultimate Fighting Championship at the time, because I keep wanting to say the word mixed martial arts, but it wasn't mixed martial arts. And that's where, again, I will thump on Americans, because Americans are the worst. We're the worst country for being so forgetful. And I always tell people, I am that educator all the time. I'm an educator and I'm a historian. I'm walking history. And I will recite again and again and again until probably my last breath I draw. I'll continue to educate people. Most people today, how old are you, Dave?
I am 21, turning 22.
Okay, perfect. You fall in the demographic I'm looking for. You're a young guy that this sport really has been around longer than you've been alive. And by the time you were old enough to even understand it, all you knew it was called mixed martial arts. What a product called mixed martial arts has approximately 41 rules. Those rules are everything from you have to wear gloves, you fight one guy in a night, you have to abide by these time periods known as rounds, and so on and so on and so on. You can't headbutt, no throwing shots, no this, no that, on and on. Back in the NHB, otherwise known as the No Holds Barred era.
Correct.
There were only 2 rules that these athletes had to abide by. Those being, do not bite your opponent. Rule number 2 was no sticking fingers in the eye socket, otherwise known as eye gouging. End of the rule thing. Whatever you come up with, you are good to go. No weight classes, biggest weight difference, just over 400 pounds. No time period. Bare knuckled, and you had the 8-man or the same 2-hour pay-per-view that still runs to this day. Instead of just facing one opponent, you had to finish 3 opponents in that same duration of time. And you are talking to the only Triple Crown champion in the UFC's no holds barred era. And because it's against the law to do, I'm it. I'm in my own category, but I'm in my own category for a lot of other reasons. That's just one of them.
The Triple Crown would be the UFC 5 Tournament Championship, the UFC Ultimate Tournament Championship. He would separately fight 3 men over the course of an hour that night, and UFC 9 Super Fight Championship before the official creation of a heavyweight division at UFC 12. Severn's last appearance until the company's boom year of 2005 when he was inducted into their Hall of Fame. He would continue competing after leaving the organization, however, recording his last win in 2012 to bring his record to a staggering 101, 19, and 7. He's also separately had a career in professional wrestling, working for the World Wrestling Federation, now World Wrestling Entertainment, and working independently at least through 2017.
I enjoy professional wrestling for what it is. It's like Halloween. You get to dress up and be somebody else that night. It's an entertainment product. But you would be surprised how many professional wrestlers get caught up into their gimmicks so much that they soon forget where does fantasy end and reality begin. To the point that they want their family or friends to call them by their ring name. I think that's gotta be kids. They're living their own gimmick. I think that I don't know if I want to be around this person because I think they got a few too many toys in the attic. But that's the industry right there. But I enjoy it for what it is. It's an entertainment product. But then the other aspect is when I walk into a locker room and the sheer fact that I'm in better shape than 3/4 of that locker room, these guys ought to be embarrassed. The fact that, here I'm getting ready to turn 58 years of age, and I'm in better shape than them. So those are, I guess, just a couple of reasons why I still do it. I enjoy it, and I do have in my mind a timetable set that I will probably continue until, and then I will bow out of that industry as well. No one gets out of the game of life alive. It just, I look at it just because I have a lot of people that bring me in now to speak on behalf of a lot of senior citizens. Because here truly, as I hit 50 years of age, the AARP was quick to send me my little letter of saying, welcome to becoming a senior citizen. Happy birthday. And I'm going, wow. It's hard to believe I'm in the classification of a senior citizen. Can I hang around for another, say, 2 to 2.5 years of doing that? So that I look at, I'll be 58 in June. So my tentative goal is, I think I'll go till I'm 60 in professional wrestling. But that's, how did I come up with that date? It sounded like a good number. Now, the bad part is, I may get there, and it'll be like, why did I open my mouth? But I think that I'll be ready to leave it by that time. And even then, I'm very selective of the matches that I do between now and then. Anyway, because there's a lot of pretty crappy professional wrestling organizations across the United States that are doing some most ridiculous, reckless abandonment that I don't want to be on those cards.
Severn is mostly enjoying his quote-unquote retirement, but is still giving back to both worlds as a professional wrestling and MMA trainer, giving seminars and doing his best to spread a positive message.
Well, I do have a few young athletes in both industries, professional wrestling world, but then also in the mixed martial arts world. And, a little bit premature. I don't want to say yet because they both have, I should say, the MMA guys. The one gentleman in particular, he's not the role. He's got another match coming up here in June, and I think if he wins either this next one or one after that, he'll actually be vying for a title belt. Which I have people in both categories. I got some professional wrestlers that are just doing a phenomenal job on the independent scene, and then I've got some guys in the mixed martial arts that are doing phenomenal there as well. A little premature to talk about the MMA guys, but when it comes to professional wrestling, the sad part about it is, should these guys be working for much bigger, notable type companies? Yes, they should be. The sad part is, because professional wrestling is so politically dominated, it's really not what you know or what you're capable about doing. It's almost who you know, and that's sad to me, because there's a lot of guys that are on the independent scene that should be working for a couple of the big companies that will never be given any kind of recognition whatsoever. What I'm doing, and that, go to my website, just simply dansevern.com. I have all my social medias listed there, so if you want to know my Twitter account, or you want to know my Facebook and all that kind of stuff, it's all there. I'd like to say I could just rip them off to you off the top of my head, but I cannot. You have to keep looking at your goals and know that, like each year, people, they ask you, did you make a New Year's resolution? No. My New Year's resolution is when I look at my goals that I had for my year, and I sit to see how did I do on my goals. But then I continue to look at my goals throughout the year. So there are times when I keep wondering, just like you asked me, what continues to drive me? Well, it's because I do have goals, and actually, Dane, if I wanted to simply just to sit on my butt and not do nothing, I could do that if that's what I wanted to do. I've made enough money that I can do that. You'll never know that by seeing what I drive and that, because I don't care about vehicles. I'm not into material things like that. To me, a car is just a vehicle that's going to take me from point A to point B with my luggage in it. And people see me. I am that road warrior. I do a lot of traveling, driving destinations. But then they're like, "Why do you drive like that?" I go, "Well, multitude of reasons. First off, look at all the stuff I can carry with me. If I have to hop onto a plane, you have to pay $25 for the first bag, $50 for the second bag, times 2, because you got to get there, and then you get back. When I get there, I'm going to need a rental car anyway." And I go, this way, again, I drive, say, within somewhat reason, but I always stack several things so that if I'm traveling in one direction, a lot of guys know that. As Dan's going to, if I'm down to Atlantic City, because there's certain events that happen every year for me, as I travel out there, I'll contact a couple of different mixed martial arts gyms, submission grappling gyms, high school wrestling programs, whatever, and I'll just touch base and go, "Hey, there, Dane, I'm going to be traveling by on such and such date. Would you like to stop in and do a quick little seminar?" And I do it at a reduced fee. And they're like going, "Man, love it." And just feels like, I love what I do. It's as much as I'm jabberjaws here right now, you ought to see me when I step out onto a mat. When I step out onto the mat, I've come home. I am so comfortable on the mat teaching people things. And I always say, there are no two seminars that have ever been the same. I start off the same each and every time, and I'll simply say, ask questions. I go, I know what I'm doing. I want you to ask questions. I want you to understand why I'm doing it the way I'm doing, because the more that you can understand why, the more you're going to learn. But that's how each seminar changes. The first question that comes up, now we're off to the races. The Beast. A ring name that was given to me by the legendary football player Jim Brown, NFL Hall of Fame. He was one of the play-by-play commentators for the early UFC. Jim Brown was the guy that actually gave me the ring name Beast. Well, the ring name, the Beast has a lot of negative connotations. Anyone that knows me knows I'm not a negative person whatsoever. So, but this And the beast, I go, how can I spin this around? I go, okay, so the word "the" stands for Dan Severn. I'm a teacher, humanitarian, and I'm an educator. My message to young people is beast. To believe in yourself, to educate yourself, to adjust your everyday attitude, to study hard, and then to teach others. So in the end, you give it away. Because why take all this knowledge with you? I've been giving it away since 71 when I first started walking on a mat and teaching.
That's going to do it for this edition of the podcast. Again, I've got new, fresh content coming out for you very, very soon. For The Punch, I'm Dane McGuire. See you next time.